So Call of the Night has been one of the most fascinating anime of this season, mainly because it'll have you hooked from the jump. From the super catchy opening with the visuals in it, and like, because you know it's saying falling, like the opening saying falling, and then like you have all the cool visuals then falling, then we get that quick little pause where it just shows them there, it's just a still image, it's just them there and they're staring, and then out of nowhere it comes back in, the song comes back in, they're falling again. Yeah, just from there, it has an amazing opening, and just like the night vibe of Call of the Night, it has one of the best night vibes I've seen in a long time in anime, just because it makes the nighttime just look so interesting. But it's probably mainly because they're in a colorful city that's always lit up at night, because if you know, like if you're in any type of city that actually has like some type of nightlife, you know the nightlife will look like that with the streets light up and all this, like the downtown area looking lit and nice. But it just has a really unique vibe that's just something we have not had in anime in a long time, especially for something that's focused on the nighttime, because usually we get some nighttime thing, especially dealing with vampires, you should know it's usually some type of more darker aspect to it, but in this one there's more of like a vibey atmosphere and all this. But yeah, if you've never seen Call of the Night, we're gonna get into like the story, like a little brief thing about what the story's about. So basically the story follows this 14-year-old middle school boy that literally he basically dropped out of middle school because he was kind of having problems in middle school, and right now he's kind of like sleep deprived and he's having problems with sleeping and all that. So he started wandering around downtown and all that, and one of the times when he happens to like go get a beer, I mean he was trying to get a beer, I'll say that, he gets stopped by like this lady there, and she's like, oh, aren't you too young to be buying this? Then you find out this lady is an actual vampire and all that, and they start hanging out. Her name's like Nazuna, and like they start hanging out, and from there you're gonna find them just become like closer as friends until you find out the main character Kou, he wants to become a vampire after learning she's a vampire, because they go back to her place and like she's like doing this thing to help him sleep, because like she's technically a type of person that just gives people massages and all this other stuff. That's her job, that's her hustle, and usually she helps people go to sleep, and then like when she knows they go to sleep, that's when she like literally sucks their blood out. But he happens to be awake and finds out she's a vampire, and this man's like lit, he's like, yo, I want to be a vampire too. So we found out the only way people can become a vampire is if they basically, when they get their blood sucked, they fall in love with the vampire. And he's like, yo, I want to become a vampire, I'm gonna fall in love with you. And Nazuna, some reason, like she's like very like, when it comes to like any type of romance thing, she's always shy about that shit. So like that's one thing about it. And like it's always funny like when that happens. But yeah, it's been very interesting just like watching what's all happening, transpiring, I guess they're saying, in the anime, especially in the more recent episodes when we get introduced to more vampires, and even when we had an action scene. It's just showing like what this series could potentially be in the future, because I'm not sure how many, I'm pretty sure we're going to only get like 12 or 13 episodes for this, but if you've kept up with any of the manga, you know how interesting the manga is as of right now. Like I said, I've heard little bits and pieces about the manga, seen panels, I haven't read it yet. I'll probably start reading it after the anime ends, but it's been very interesting. And the one thing I'm kind of like why did they have to do this, is that the main character has to be a middle schooler. I'm like, they could have at least made him like a, last year in high school, or could have made him an adult in college, anything, because I feel like it would have fit way better. Yeah, I've had somebody that was talking about, oh, he needs to be a middle schooler because it fits all the stuff, because it's talking about all the crisis that the main character is having. I'm like, dog, the same thing you said could apply to anybody else. Like anybody else, because somebody was trying to argue with me on that on TikTok, and I was just like, dog, all what you said can apply to anybody that's an adult, and it would still work in this anime. Because there was a scene in like an episode when there's like a pool, there's like a night pool, and everybody there is older and adults, or like college age, wherever age they are, and they're all drinking and all that, and he's kind of there just bored. Because I'm like, dogs, because you're a 14-year-old boy, if you were an adult you would be having way more fun. But yeah, there's that aspect, but I understand why, because one, I mean, that's anime, they're always going to sell towards like, certain ages. Like it's weird, you know how they are, man. They like making main characters just be young and not actually adults, unless it's some type of series or whatever. But I mean, I digress, it's not really that important. Like that's just one of them little things. I'm just like, imagine if he was an adult, it would make it a little bit more interesting. And the other thing is, the vampire girl Nazuna, she's actually like 40 years old, because like I was looking at a thing and like it said she's 40 years old, and I'm like, oh. But I mean, it kind of makes sense that she would be that old, especially because some of the things she has, like when she first gets her first phone, like when she takes a phone that she had, you find out that's one of them big box phones that it's like, that's like from, I'm pretty sure like the 80s 90s, wherever, I forgot exactly, I'm pretty sure it's like the 80s that big box phone first came out or whatever. But yeah, she has one of those, and also she has a PlayStation 1. And there's one scene in the anime that I was kind of lost on why they said it, because like they said that, oh yeah, modern games, they're like, oh, good thing they automatically save and all that, but like she was playing on the PlayStation 1, because she was saying like retro games, they didn't save and all that. So I'm not sure if she was joking or not, because like the main character Kou, he turns off her game, but she's playing on a PlayStation 1, so I couldn't tell if she was joking or she was being dead ass serious, because I'm like, dog, on PS1s they did not automatically save. You had to hit that shit to save. So I was just lost on why she said that, because like it's clearly that she plays on the PS1 all the time. But that was just one little thing I saw. It was just like a little critique, whatever. Not really critique. It was just like more like a oh, did they really mean that? Maybe that was just somebody messing up. I was like, did she really say that? I was like, it's just a PS. Yeah, but I digress. But besides that, Call of the Night has been one of those nice anime. I love the vibe of what happens like at nighttime, especially like the vibe we're getting between the two main characters, because you see that they're slowly becoming friends. Because basically the main character Kou, he really did not think he had friends, but then you find out he like people that actually thought of him as friends, like they're there. So like he has this one girl named Akira that like actually's been worried about him, and that's when like she meets him like late at night, and she's like, oh Kou, where have you been, come to school and all that, and he's just like freaking out because like he didn't think he had any friends. And like there's another guy in the most recent episode that we find out that he actually thinks of him as a friend too. He was just one of these people that didn't think he had friends, but then he actually did. Like he just didn't go out to like the people that were friends with him until like they finally just came to him in this. But yeah, and like they basically just sometimes they hang out, because like there's an episode when Akira, him, and like Nazuna are all laying in a bed together. There's that scene, but most of the time he goes out and like hangs out with her, because like Akira can't sleep either at night, and she's always like up super early, like hours way before like school starts, and that's usually where they hang out. And the other thing that's really funny is just like the main character, bro. This man be out late as a bitch at night, and I'm just like, dog. I'm like, with this bright ass city, I'm like, where are all the people asking him like, yo, why you out late? But I mean, it don't really matter. It's a lit city. Don't nobody care. They always have like 3 people that are drunk all the time that are always just chilling, walking around the street. But the one thing I am happy about is, all I gotta say is, if you know anything about the other vampires in this series, yes, they showed up in one of the episodes, and there's a certain lady, I'll say that, who is thick and nice. She might be related to somebody. I'm not gonna say who it is for spoilers and all that, but she kind of thick and nice, and she's one character I've been waiting to see, and she finally got shined, and we finally saw her, because she is thick and nice. That's all I gotta say. If you remember seeing her in that episode, she's the one with the black hair, and then like she has like the black dress. Yeah, she was thick and nice, and I can't wait till we see more of her, because we should be seeing more of her before the season ends, but it depends like where exactly the season's gonna end. I gotta look and see her. But yeah, I was happy when she showed up on the screen. But yes, Call of the Night has been that one. It's arguably been one of the best of the season. I'll say some people would arguably have it as one of the best of it, like maybe #1. Some people would say that. There's other people that say Licorice Recoil. There's that, but I mean, it's arguably like top 5 of this season, because it's been that good. And then, like I said, the vibe is really nice, just from the opening and even the ending. The ending, like I would not lie, the ending low key is better. I like the ending song better, but the opening like visuals are better. But it's just the ending song is better though. But yeah, if you've been watching Call of the Night, let me know how you feel about it. If you've not watched Call of the Night yet, please go watch it. Please do yourself some service and just watch it, because it's really good, especially if you're watching a lot of seasonal anime or even watching only a few. This should be one that you should pick up if you're not watching it. And if you have been watching Call of the Night, let me know how you feel about it. Are you liking it? Are you enjoying it? Who's your favorite character? Do you like the nightlife scenery? Do you like the vibe of what the anime is saying? And also, if you read the manga, let me know in the comments how you feeling about the manga, because I've heard really good things about the manga. I'm probably going to pick up all the volumes, because I always see them at my Barnes & Noble and like other stuff, and I'm always just like, should I pick this up? I don't know, because I'm like, dog, I need to save money, and I don't have room for manga, because a lot of my stuff is becoming hella packed though. But yes, Call of the Night's been amazing. I love everything I've been seeing. So far, it's been really good. It's been one of my favorites of the season, because I just love the night aesthetic and the vibe. I love the vibe that we're getting, because each episode is always like so cool vibe, because it always takes place at night, and we just see all these nice visuals and all this stuff. Especially like when they're flying, and like we see them like going over the city, and we see some of the like lights and stuff like that. It's a really colorful anime that just has a nice vibe. Only thing I wish there was like, I low-key wish some jazz music they had playing. I know sometimes they have little music in the background, but I feel like some jazz music would just fit the scenery right, just like they added, you know, sometimes in the background just a little bit. I just feel like it would, like a Cowboy Bebop type of vibe. I feel like it would really like make it, the anime, shine a little bit more. But besides the point, we do get little music at times. But I am curious to see like if the main character is ever going to become a vampire, even though I've kind of spoiled myself with certain things anyway, because I've seen a lot of different people talk about it or whatever. But I am curious to see where that goes, because especially because in the episode when they said that you only have a year to make somebody your offspring, which is kind of interesting for that. And I am really looking forward to seeing all the other different vampires and like maybe some of their backstories and stuff like that. We can learn more about these vampires, where they came from, all this other stuff and all that though. But yes, if you're new, why not subscribe? If you enjoyed the video, why not like? If you do, you can dislike, subscribe if you really enjoyed. Oh shit, I hit my damn mic though. But yeah, Call of the Night's been fantastic. If there's any other seasonal anime you want me to talk about, just put it in the comments. I'll try to talk about them. Probably the next one I'm going to talk about is Vermilion Gold, because, you know, I got to talk about a thick demon that's from there. That's all I got to say. But yeah, that's probably going to be the next one I'll talk about really soon. And then after that, I'll probably make a poll asking people, or just like a community post asking people though. But if there is any other summer anime you want me to talk about, just put it in the comments. And if it's one I'm watching or one I'm actually enjoying, I'll make a video on it though. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video though. Bye.